Hey guys, it's Paul. Episode 7 of the Happy Me philosophy. Episode 8 was the other day, but I realised I'd missed out episode 7. So, a little bit of a weird one today though. And I've and ahed about whether to do this or not. And I kind of think I should. I'll review I'll watch it over a few times before I release it. But I don't know what this one's going to be called. It's probably going to be called I'm going to have some work done. As a Happy Me philosophy, I don't know where it sits on the scale. I could probably work it out later. But I've just come back from the private consultant and I've got varicose veins in my legs, right? I actually, on my right leg, nearly 10 years ago, had some removed. And look at them now, they weren't that bad. So I've just come back from the specialist. Cost me 450 quid. You can't get varicose veins done on the NHS, which is why I'm having work done, because it's completely I don't know if you can see that, 450 quid. Aesthetic, is that the word? Is that the way of saying it these days? It's, they don't hurt me, they don't bother me, they just, I just think they're ugly. And I play a lot of golf and I want to play golf in trousers. I went on holiday last year and it bothered me just buying shorts for the holiday. In fact, I went into Debenhams and I bought some shorts and they had a full length mirror, and I got these shorts that were probably just below the knee. And I looked in the mirror and all I could see was the varicose veins in my legs. So I went a couple of weeks ago to the doctors and he said, look, only real treatments to have them done. I've done if you've seen my hay fever video on how to cure hay fever, I was able to research that and look into it and say, what's hay fever? Can I mindset change what hay fever is? And I did. If you watch it, I haven't had hay fever for 4 years. Now, I did the research in varicose veins. I researched and delved deeper. Could I mindset them away? No, I don't think so. And I'm pretty sure not. Could I mindset change where I wouldn't be subconscious or self-conscious about them? And I thought, yes, I could, but it's going to take a lot of energy. It's going to take a lot of, I don't know. It's one of them things that I just thought it's going to take a lot of energy to be able to just say, no, it's just, they're beautiful, they're part of you, don't worry what other people think. And other people generally don't say anything, even though they see them. And I went on that holiday and I was conscious of the veins in my leg, and I thought, what's going to happen? And on the first night, if you go through my channel, you'll see I do a Neil Diamond song, Coming to America, and halfway through it I start dancing and I blow out my calf muscle on the bad leg. I'm going to show you it in a minute. The leg, I pulled the calf and the leg went tense for like 5 days. So because the leg was so tense, you couldn't see the vein. I don't think you could. I mean, people probably could. They didn't say anything. So, I've been today, and I wanted to do this Happy Me philosophy because it's down to you. It's you, whether you decide to do surgery or not. It's Happy Me. It's you. It's nothing to do with anybody else. They can all talk to you, but it's your decision. It's what you feel. Whether I'm not going to go into whatever you may be thinking about having done. But for me, I didn't want to, I used to live in Bermuda for 10 years. I want to be able to go on holidays and walk around. I want to be able to go back to Bermuda maybe next year and do 3 months working. But I don't want to wake up every day going, oh, it's boiling outside. It's a beautiful day. People are walking around in flip-flops and shorts. And I'm thinking, well, maybe I don't want to or not. So I've been for the consultant with the specialist today. In fact, why it was 450 was because it was cool, because when I had done before, they didn't do the ultrasound. And what he did today was he rubbed an ultrasound up and down my leg, and he was saying, right, that's the vein. So what you don't understand with varicose veins is you have veins I think the main vein on the inside takes the blood down, and then the varicose veins, the outside, the main internal vein takes the blood to the feet, and then the outside veins take the blood back up to the heart. And what happens is, as the blood's going up, you've got valves where veins join, and above them you've got valves and little flat valves, right? And what happens in varicose veins is the valves stop working. So obviously it opens up to let blood up, but then it doesn't close properly, or it doesn't work properly, that the blood comes back down. So on some veins, you get blood going back down your legs. So you got this ultrasound, and that's why it was 150 quid a leg. I've really got to get into. He was the. I've always wanted to be the ultrasound guy. This is the best job in the hospital, the ultrasound guy. But I was glad that he troubleshooted everything, and he was like, "Oh, some people are a bit squeezy about this. Do you want me to show you?" I'm like, "Yeah, show me. I'm fascinated." So he showed me the problems in the main problem in the leg. He showed me in the other. I talked about it to my doctor 2 or 3 weeks ago, and says it isn't without complications. It isn't without problems. Are you sure? Do you want me to refer you or not? Do you want to think about it? And I said, well, to be honest, I'm 2 years getting to this point. I'm 2 years coming to the doctor. I thought 2 years ago I should go and see a doctor about him. And they've slowly got worse, and I've tried to get fit and more fit and healthier. And it hasn't. And the more I learn about them, they're not going to go away, and they're probably going to get worse. So, do you want me to show you them? I'll show you them. I'm not sure you're going to be able to see or not. Well, I'm not sure if you can see. This leg's the worst one. This leg is like the main vein. The valve in the groin is where it always breaks, and it's going down the leg, and you might not be able to see, but it's kind of gross. The vein splits underneath the calf and then goes down to a lump here, and then in this leg, what happens is it just starts to flare out, because I've had this leg done before. You start to see bobbles in the back of the leg, and he's saying there's a vein halfway up my thigh. Halfway up my thigh, that's the problem. So he needs to. He's going to tie some of them off, and he's going to pull some of them out. So it's a bit gross. You get. He's saying you have to wear bandages for a week, 2 tights or some sort of long socks for a week, and then they come back and they remove it all. So, I'm not somebody who spends lots of money. I'm not somebody who goes, "Oh, I need that," or "I need this." But this has been bothering me now for quite a long time, and it's something I knew because I've googled it. You can't have it done at NHS anymore, which is fair enough. It's completely cosmetic. They don't bother me at all, other than just thinking about them. You can see I got a television that I play a PlayStation on, watch TV. It's 10, 15 years old, That was my grandma's TV. It was 400 quid 12 years ago. Still works fine, I don't go out and spend stuff. 200 quid bike. I can't even think of anything else in here that's a lot of money. So I'm not somebody who jumps out and says, right, so it's going to cost 450 quid. I'm pretty sure they're going to send me a package with some information, but the whole thing for one leg is 2,400 quid, so 2,400 quid. For both legs, it's 3,200. So all in, it's probably going to cost me close to £4,000 to have them removed. And some people would say, well, what other people will say is nothing to do with me. I can afford to have it done. I don't waste a lot of money. I've probably not been on 3 or 4 holidays. Like the guys are going away biking next week, and I'm a bit conscious. There's a couple of young lads and a couple of my friends. They're all my friends. They wouldn't have said anything, but just walking down to a pub or walking into a pub, or it just bothers me. And it bothers me to a point that I've gone and spent 500 quid on a consultation. I'm going to spend £3,000 on an operation. And I don't know, I guess this philosophy, I want you to know it's happy me. It isn't happy you. It isn't happy them down the street. It isn't happy. It's what will make me happy. And this, now, I've got to understand that I know every time I have a shower, looking down at my poor old legs, thinking, oh, I'm not perfect. I will move on to something else. I'll blame something else afterwards. Everywhere I go, there I go. I get it. So I guess it's a happy me philosophy. It's a happy me thought. It's pros and cons. I will sit down. I won't sit down and work it out. I've sat down and worked it out before. It's took me 2 years plus to go and see a consultant, to go and get it done. So it's been 2 years of worrying. It's 2 years of stress. 2 years of turning holidays down. 2 years of not wanting to fly places and go to warm climates. It's because everybody else is, because your legs are out, right? So after all this, what I'm saying is it is happy me, and happy me is happy you. For you it's happy me. But for me, it isn't happy you. So I've got to weigh up what I can and can't do. What I can do with my mindset. Can I work it out? Could I have worked out a way to get over being self-conscious of it? And of course I could. But I said to the doctor today, he said, well, if you don't have it done, it probably won't. You don't have any problems with it, not whatever. And I said, well, it's going to get bigger, isn't it? I've seen people with big varicose veins. And he said, it's not guaranteed, but yeah, possibly over a couple of years it'll get bigger. And I've seen it get bigger this year. So the overriding message is, hopefully if someone's watching this who's got varicose veins, go check them out. Send me a message and I'll talk to you about them. Email me. I'll talk to you about. I've had some taken away before, some stripped out, and then they've returned. So the extra £300 today was to make sure the veins that were a problem were troubleshot, and the odds of them coming back next time will be less, although they can come back. But at least we did everything that could have been done, and it was an extra £300. Some people would have said no to that. And I don't blame them. If you can't afford it or you don't see the value in it, I knew from research they need to, they might ultrasound your legs, they might see where the veins are. He's going to work out exactly where the problem is. He's not going to guess. You don't want people shoving knives in you and guessing. So I wanted to make it a fun video. I wanted to make it a warts and all, a varicose veins and all video. I'll have my nose done next. I won't. Look, if you see my nose is bent as anything, I've never cared. I've got a big scar here. The other two things I was going to have work done on when I was younger was when somebody smashed me in the face playing football. I've had it a few times. I was a goalkeeper, so my nose is about straight there, isn't it? Somewhere there. So I was, should have my nose done. I actually went to see a guy about it, rhinoplasty, and he was saying, yeah, you've got to collapse something, but it was more because when I was footballing, I couldn't breathe. I can only breathe through half my nose or something. So, and then I've got a scar outside of my neck. The first cut's the deepest. There's a blog post about that, where someone tried to kill me and failed, obviously. And it opened up, but that's never bothered me either. The scar and the bent nose has never bothered me. But the legs things, they're just a little bit too gammy. So, where it sits, I can never remember the Happy Me philosophy on a video. You have $1 billion brain, right? You have $1 billion brain, so could I? Yeah, I could have worked it out. What you think you become. So I'm thinking about it a lot. So I'm becoming a varicose vein. Create, don't compete. Yeah, that's fair enough, but I'm not too worried about competing with anybody else in varicose vein department. And then trust the feel. Trust the feel's this one. Truth and trust the feel. And the feeling of it was it needed to go. It needed to be dealt with. And, so trust the feel's where it comes in. And then the 4 rules of self-esteem. Forgive them. So he's not involved in that. Forgive them. Forgive everybody else. If anybody said, you got varicose vein, forgive them. Forgive yourself for not being perfect. Yeah, I could have done this. Be the best you. Now, I could be the best me within having it or not having it, or is it a part of this being the best for me, doesn't really account. I then go at my pace. So it took me 2.5 years. So it doesn't really, on the happy me scale, trust the feel is probably the first one, and it just trusting that it was, you know, be a lot less energy and a lot less worry to just have the surgery. So I don't recommend it or not recommend it. I'm not pretend to tell you what to do. I just wanted to do a happy me philosophy where I explained what I'm up to, what I'm doing, let you in a little bit closer to personal stuff, which happy me, it needs to be a bit more personal. Men are getting it. 15% of us are lucky enough to have varicose veins. And any ladies out there that get them, pregnancy causes a lot, apparently. Hope it helped. Leave a comment. If you got any issues with varicose veins, send me an email. Leave a comment below. I will always answer it best I can. Cool. Have a great day. Cheers, guys.